Hey Busters, welcome back to another capsule toy video. So today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Kuwagata 02 series from the Ikimono Daizukan set line. So these are capsule toys here in Japan, so Gashapons. These ones are 500 yen a roll. And in this specific set, the Kuwagata 02, there are 4 types, with one being the rare one, the beetle larva grub. All the normal ones are encased in this one because you need the display stand. The rare one, however, is a grub. Doesn't have one. It's just in a white capsule. So the grub looks like this. So it's really gross, and it honestly doesn't do much. I don't know why it's rare, but people do want it. So yeah, and here is the mini booklet. So here is the lineup of the other 3. While they might look the same, it's not just the mandible that's, or like the pincer part that's different. Everything about all the molds are actually quite different, which I'll show you later in the size comparison. So as this is the 3rd one I'm doing, so you'll be able to see everything. But yeah, that's just pretty much it. This one should be the Mandiburis Futamata Kuwagata. So I'm not really sure what the I guess the common name is, or the scientific name, which I'll honestly just Wikipedia and put it down in the description below for you guys. So the capsule parts, you want to keep this one because this part you can pop it up, flip it around, and this becomes a display base, so you want to keep that. And this other part is throwaway except for this clear part. So this is the display stand, so it connects with the base, so you just kind of push it from the bottom and then boop, and then this part is recyclable plastic, so bye bye. For those who actually watch my other videos or collect these, you'll notice that this time it is brown and not black. So that's kind of bugs me that, you know, they did black for all these and then suddenly they changed to brown. So although the caterpillar was green, so I can't say I'm too bugged by that. But hold on, Busters. Sorry guys, just pause it a little bit because of the noise. So here is the display stand. As you can see, for the stand, it uses hexagonal joints, so don't try to rotate these as it's not going to rotate. Instead, what you want to do is just grab one and just wiggle it out like so, like that. So hexagon, and then just rotate it at the various 6 different ways you can. They recommend having it just like upwards, like in, so kind of like a hook, and the other one just straight up for flying for beetles. However, I think this time, to get it in the stand, there's a plug port here. You just plug it in. So they recommend putting it in inwards this time, and then the beetle itself will go in here. I think they recommend it kind of like angled, not this. I guess this way might be. Oh no, I'm sorry. They probably recommend you putting it upwards. Reason being, you're going to get another connector port here that sticks sideways, so you can see them fly. So I'm just going to show that a bit later. So you should have 6 pieces, a green one for the legs, a pink and clear one for the wings, left and right, and then one for the head, body, and the mandibles. So let's cut these bad boys out. So hopefully I got these correct, you know. I mean, it's really hard to tell. So yeah, these ones are long and curved with the spikes here, so that's cool. And then in this one you should have these and the antennas. Sorry, Busters, let me just rotate this back down. So you should get antennas and pincers in one bag. Just the head in the head bag. So just the head in the head bag. Kind of interesting. The body. But yeah, sometimes, you know, these are factory made, so there are times where you get pieces with broken pieces, or so the shell here, where you're missing parts, or maybe they're deformed due to heat, and then it just didn't, I guess it just didn't set right. So you should get 3 sets of legs, set 1, 2, and 3, which are written, you can already kind of see 1 right here, 1, 2, and 3. And left side, right side wings. But yeah, so unfortunately, you know, as with most companies, or I guess with companies that deal with these things like small toys, unless you're living like me, living in Japan, the pink one should have the connector port here. So unless you're living here in Japan, even if you get a defective one, they're not really going to be able to help you, unfortunately. So, however, if you're using a middleman service, like a normal, decently sized company, like HobbyLink Japan or something, they might be able to, like, on your behalf, request extra parts. However, I've noticed for at least the Beetle series, these ones, anytime there has been a problem, while they will replace it, they do ask you to send yours back first before they send one back for you. Possibly because of like reselling or something, which is kind of weird. I know for a fact that my favorite series, the Gundam Ensemble series, anytime there's a problem here, they just send me a new one and let me keep one of these. I'm not sure why versus these Beetles. Maybe it's a different department, but for these guys, they always had me send these back anytime there was a problem. However, I send it back. They pay for shipping, so it's just pay on delivery, so it's free for you, and then they just ship me a brand new one back, so never any problems there. But yeah, so just to get these on, let's start with the port. The port here, you just stick it up like so, and then now it can go sideways like this, which I'll show later. Just to get the wings out of the way, you get a small piece and a big piece. In order for you to tell which one is left and right, it is written down here. So once the focus gets in there, can I get it focused? No, tapping time. So here you can see on right here it says R, and the other one will say L. It doesn't say L on the box, it says above the box for L. Why? I don't know. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, there's the L right here, and you just slide these in. There's no way for you to get the wrong one. See, it doesn't fit. Why? Because the protrusion, oops, focus, no, there you go. The protrusion doesn't fit, so you just gotta find the correct one and you're good to go. So there we go. And just remember, there's a sticking part here and there's crevices here, so you just want to slide these in like so, and you're done. From what I've seen, these ones and all have the same wings. They're not very different, so I'm not quite sure if this was the case with the other Beetles too, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah. And let's get to building, try to save some time. So yeah, so here you got like the little mouth parts and the little painted. So like here, I guess mine is probably mistaken, like this one's longer, this one's smaller. I don't know, is that normal, or maybe it's just kind of, yeah, interesting. I don't honestly care, you know, it's just a small bits here, but mileage will vary. So you can kind of see like the clear eyes. So I love the detailing and molding and the paint apps. Like, I mean, yeah, this is actually movable, so yeah, so it's just on a peg here, so you just push it back. But yeah, the amazing part is like this is clearly a matte finish with amazing detail, but the eyes are painted glossy, so you know it's the eyes. Great attention to detail. Like you can see the carpus here, like the rough matte finish, great detail. So yeah, I recommend putting the antennas in first. I'm just gonna cut these to save some time. Reason being that the first time I built this one, or I forgot, if you put these things in first, like as you can see, if I put it in here first, there's no more space to put the antennas, as these are big, nice and easy to put in, lots of places for your fingers to hold onto. These things are small, so yeah. I also recommend trimming down the excess plastic on it, because of the holes are a perfectly tight fit, so you don't want these extra protrusion parts. They'll make it that much harder for you to put it in. So as you can see here, it's not perfectly round. I'd say just trim it off a bit. There you go. Now it's a bit rounder, and then you put it in. Which one is which, I don't know, so I'm just gonna guess it. So can you guys see it? There's a big hole here and a small hole here on the side. Sorry guys, it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's right there. So because there we go. Ooh, that was satisfying pop. Because of just how soft and not brittle, but it is soft, so you don't want stress marks on these, because you know, stress marks on black plastic just comes out as white, so it's obvious, so it really damages the look. So you just push these in like so. Is it in? Nope, not quite. I can feel it's not quite in, so I'm just gonna push a little bit more pressure. Oh no, oh somehow slide in? Nope, still not in. Oh, there we go. Got it in. And now let's put the mandibles in. Let's see, if I recall, they want these to bend inwards down. So that's how you know which way to put it. So it bends down like an arc down. So arc down. If I put it in this way, it's an arc down, but or is it this way? So definitely this way seems to be the logical choice here. So nice and smooth. So this way is arc down with the protrusion parts this way, because I think if we put it this way, it's not as low. Yeah, so they want to grab, lift, right? They want to be like a forklift, these stag beetles. There we go. Interesting. Even though I put them in, they're very close together. There we go. I guess you should just kind of maybe rotate it so like you can got the seam line. Well, not really a seam line, as it's where it kind of like sharpens at the edge. You kind of want it like angled like this. So, oh, that's why you should play with it, so you know it's in or not. Don't want to lose pieces. There we go. So you got. So yeah, I think angled down this way. Right. So let's just double check. I mean, I'll put a link in the description below for the official site, so you can definitely see how it should. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, you should have, when it's down, like all the sharp pieces are covered. Next on, moving on toward the legs. So here's the body. As you guys can kind of see, like this, the head is kind of like a nice matte, rough finish, soft plastic. This is hard plastic, so it's a bit more shiny. But they did try to put it nice, so it's pretty cool. Let's put on the legs. Where's one? Here is one. So one is for the head. So these ones I recommend just twisting off. They don't make much of a difference if you twist them or not. And you want the legs angled upwards, like so. Oops. So this one, the body's down here. So I always just twist these in, like so. Nice and in. And this one too. I say be careful, like these sharp pieces here. When you're doing it, sometimes they are quite sharp, so not enough to like draw blood, I think, but definitely enough that when it pricks you, it's an annoyance. So yeah, so there we go. Got the legs forcing up, and then for the legs, you want set 2. Is this 2? This is set 3. Nope, this is the bottom one. Set 2. No. Yep, leg set 2. These are the middle pieces, middle legs. For those who are like, oh shoot, you know, you don't want to keep referring back to this video because, you know, it's a random times. The booklet here does state which one is which. So set 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in order which way. So the booklet does tell you various details you need to know. So you want the legs angled down. There we go. There's one. Oh, as always, just try to apply pressure while kind of like squeezing it in and rotating it. There we go. And for the last leg, so honestly, this is what, the 8th or 9th beetle I've built. They're all different molds. Great. Honestly, every time I build these, I just keep noticing how the bottom look like cockroaches. So beetles like roach families, or like, I don't know. I guess beetles are like, how far away are they from like beetles, cockroaches? Are they like distant cousins, or like what are they? I mean, honestly, when I was thinking about it, I'm talking with my friends, like cockroaches, like beetles, you get that like, oh, they look cool, but cockroaches are like, ah dang, they dirty, right? But are they really that dirty? I mean, I guess, I mean, yeah, they kind of like live in garbage, or like they eat everything, they scrounge for garbage, or like they're associated with garbage and like dirtiness, but I don't think they're rolling in it, right? So, I mean, aren't beetles just as dirty living outside? So yeah. So there we go. I mean, honestly, this just looks like a cockroach. I think it's not that focused on it, right? I mean, doesn't this just look like the bottom of a cockroach? So, but of course, you plug in that big old stag beetle head. Oops, missed it. So let's try to angle this perfectly upwards, and this one in. Maybe I just gotta get a better grip. No, come on. push and twist. This one's hard to get in this time. Maybe I should, so possibly because, what is it, oh, is that why? That does make a big difference, like the molding here, because it's got to fit in there. Should be fine though. There we go. Maybe having it this way and that is better. Ooh, this one's quite, there we go. Quite rough. There we go. So once you put that in, no longer looks like a cockroach, but yeah, there we go. So here I think you recommend putting it up so mandibles are there. Look at that. Nice. Looks real good. So to show off, I guess, the wings and the what is it? The flying pose. So I'm just gonna lift it up first. So yeah, in order to do so, I guess while it's on the floor, they recommend, you know, having the head up. To do so, you want to push these, because here, the wings here, you do want to push it down, open up the space. The booklet, that just says, you know, lift it up, rotate it 45 degrees. And then look at that. This time it's got like a nice reddish detail. And the bottom part here can go up and down. So, and then here it's kind of hard to see, but there's a whole peg hole here. And pig hole, there we go. Is that a bit easier to see? Sorry, Busters, let's see. I mean, let me just brighten it. So there you go. You can see there's the peg hole there and there. So remember the brightness. So yeah. So you just put it in case like here you forget which one. Just kind of when you put it in, like if you put it like this, if the wings are angled up, that's incorrect. You want it when you plug it in, that wings to angle down, like so. That's how you know which way without really wanting to look at which one's left and right. So you put that one there, nice fit there. Got the beetle going wee, and after you plug it in, there's only one peg hole left, and that just plugs into here. And he's a flying boy, and I was mistaken how high I needed to angle my camera. So yeah, that looks real nice too. So you can just like when I'm rotating it, just like the light bouncing off the various parts of it, you can already kind of see like, you know, kind of glossy matte finish there, and the other one's just a pure matte rough finish. See, like the head here versus like the clear plastic gloss on the wings, like real great attention to detail. So yeah, just gonna put that down, that boy here. Down, but yeah, really love these guys. So glad they came out. Actually, I'm really happy. Like the Kuwagata, this one, the Stag Beetle, is actually the first series they made, and then they went with Kabuto, the Rhinoceros ones, which I love more. So really happy about that. But yeah, great go. In terms of just to go over like the molding details, I mean, kind of there's not much. I kind of went over it as is, but you know, nice wings, like here, like extra mold groove lines, you know, like the pincers here, like it has tons of these little like sharp jagged marks. Like they didn't have to, but the fact that they went through all this detail, like even on the antennas here, like the sharp stuff, like it's just real amazing, right? So, and then you know, they got stuff this here, so real cool stuff. In terms of paint apps, you know, the fact that they even bothered painting these little parts here, gloss eyes, like the bum here with the gloss, so to give it a realistic look, you know. Clearly if it was supposed to be matte, they could have done a matte finish, but I think the real ones have a gloss here because maybe it's more like wet because the wings are covered, you know, got to keep it moist. So that's real amazing. So yeah, definitely highly detailed with great paint app. So but yeah, for size comparisons, as always, here he is next to a generic poker size Magic the Gathering Pokemon. This is a Digimon card memory gauge, so lengthwise is about this much to, I guess it's more like this much, and then if I rotate it, so about that. Perfect card and a height and width. If you wanted to see the width, they generally, for the most part, these beetles aren't just fit just inside with their legs. Sorry. Lengthwise, if you want to see it, but like the body and the head is about one length, and then the pincers, themselves were like this much, so get a good idea. And of course, if you collect these, you definitely want to see these guys with the other ones. Alright, so sorry guys, paused it because of the public announcement outside. So this was number 2 for set of the first one. I mean, in the same series. So here he is with the other one. Oh, okay. So even this one is quite big compared to this boy. So interesting. Okay. So like this guy is clearly bigger, like 10% bigger or so. Sorry, let me move these up a bit. Okay, that's pretty cool. So there are definitely size, even though this one's smaller and the more sought after one, at least here in Japan, this guy, interesting, is bigger. So I like quite big. Right, and then if I compare him with, say, like the last one in the, so this series, they had 3 different molds, or yeah, this set 2 had 3 different molds here, and then you can see him with this one. Yeah, this middle one is definitely bigger too, like even with the horn. But yeah, so definitely interesting, because I always thought like these guys were kind of small when I was building these. But then if I compare them, say this is set 2, if I compare to set 1, however, which I always thought was much bigger. Let's see, now that I have these finally built up, you know. Here he is with set 1 beetle, so nope, definitely. So the leg here popped out, I really gotta glue it. I have it somewhere, but... So as you guys can kind of see, sorry, I gotta move this up again. As you guys can kind of see, like... Okay, not bad. So I think this one is almost similar size. Like, it's kind of thinner, but definitely similar size. Like, not as long, definitely. But still, maybe like the bum's mold different, but definitely of like similar, like heft and size. Like, interesting. Like this one, the first one, I think like here for some reason, like, it's just that much longer, so maybe this part should have moved down, but I think like this part, it's always flippy floppy, but if they made this shorter, they might have been about the same height, so it might have been similar. So of the same set 1, the other one, so yeah, okay, so it's similar to the other one. So I think that one was just much bigger, and okay, so I was kind of worried they were downscaling the size, but when compared to this one, it seems like no. Maybe those beetles were just generally smaller in size, and they kind of kept it to scale. So that's pretty cool. From this one week release beforehand is the Kabutomushis. So here's the Rhinoceros Beetle. For those wondering, I got the reddish brown one. There is a black version in the set. The Rhino Beetles, there's 7. So, and then if I compare him to the Hercules Beetle. So like so, Hercules. Not just that, Hercules, but here he is next to the Hercules, which is defined by the extra long protruding horn. Oops, he's fighting me. So, like so, but yeah. So, wow, he's actually quite a long boy. So, sorry, Busters. I know usually, when I do these, I compare these with, like, the Wasp and everything. But at this point, comparing with every single different kind of release just takes up too much time. And because I always just ramble on and on. Like, I mean, I try to keep these within 20 minutes, and it's already 25. So, but yeah, there we go, Busters. So, yeah, overall, really this one's I'm quite happy. But yeah, overall thoughts and impressions, as always, molding, coloring, sculpting, all that amazing, impeccable, 10 out of 10. The one good thing is that now that I built this boy is that compared to, say, the other ones, the fact that he is actually biggest out of all of them and of similar size to the I guess the first Kuwagata set does make me happy. Like you saw before, like the Kuwagatas, like the first set, their legs are actually movable, and these are just one set kind of locked in place. So while that is kind of a downside, the fact that they're all like this makes them much sturdier, and you're not liable to losing pieces and like pop them off. So I do kind of, I mean, they both have pros and cons, so I'm fine with either way, but definitely happy that this guy is much bigger than this one and this one, so I was kind of worried about the size, but you know, it shows that okay, they're not just downscaling it just to save money, because the Pop series is popular, so really happy about that. But yeah, I guess the only cons, I mean, it's got nothing but pros for me, but the only cons I think would be maybe, it's just really nitpicky, I kind of wish like the shell here on the camera it kind of matches, but in person there's like, you can kind of tell, if like at a glance you can't tell, but if you really look at it you can kind of tell, like, oh, okay, this one's kind of like a smoother, flashier plastic, and this one's more matte, rougher finish, so I kind of wish they kept the same. However, if the real Beetles are like this, then that's not a pro, I mean, that's not con, it's a pro. So but yeah, honestly, there's not much I can say against it. So in other words, would I recommend these things? Highly. As always, I love collecting collecting things in general, especially when, you know, you get lots of these and they're all of one thing, so collecting these beetles is great. These things are, as I said before, 500 yen a pop here in Japan, randomly distributed in capsule machines. So for you guys who order it, I think certain sites will allow you to pick which one you want at a higher premium cost, with the rare ones being much more expensive, or you can get a full set, which generally averages the cost and they don't mind that much, maybe sometimes exclude the rare. If you order this set and it's just like a random one, I mean, here they are. Honestly, you can't go wrong with whichever one you get. You know, definitely the one I reviewed today is the biggest one, so if you want the biggest size, and I like the mandibles, if you want the more popular one with a smaller one, or like the really cool one, it's honestly great. I think I said it before, but import and shipping cost, if it bumps up to like $10, I would still recommend it at $10. I mean, these are quite big. So at $10, it's what, like a cup of coffee from Starbucks? Oh no, you miss your coffee, just drink like a cheaper brand or make your own dirty water, right? And these things, you know, they're not one-offs. Buy them, nice display piece if you love bugs, put it on your car, just put it on desk, you know, it's great. If you love bugs, they're super realistic. So yeah, I forgot to mention it, as a con, I guess, usually some parts here are quite sharp, so if you have small kids, babies, or uncareful kids, or they can get hurt. Not enough to draw blood, at least not on mine here, this one. Some of them, like this one, can draw blood if pushed hard enough. And they are highly realistic, so if, I guess, you have a family that hate, or friends that hate bugs, these are really going to gross them out. So that's either a pro or con, up to you. But yeah, definitely highly recommend it. I'd say like 15 would be the max I'd be willing to pay. I would suggest you pay for just one. However, you know, if you can say like 15 for one, but then the other ones are like 10, and you can average out the cost because of shipping, you know, it's great. But yeah, I mean, honestly, as bug collectors, highly recommend it. I also mentioned stag beetles in general. The different varieties are much harder to come across than, say, varieties of rhino beetles, because here in Japan, rhinos are supposedly the king, or rhino or the Hercules are the more popular ones. Stag beetles, while they got all these cool shapes, are not as popular. I think they're kind of like the second rank ones compared to the Rhinoceros and Hercules, or third. So definitely because of that, your options for getting different molds for the stag beetles are not quite as limited, but not as varied or as easy to come across as the Hercules or rhino beetles. So, however, you know, these are beetles, so unlike, say, from the same series, the turtles, mantis, wasps, you do have much more variety in terms of which series and lines you can get beetles from. But still, I definitely recommend these if you can get a chance. You know, if not, even if you just get one to try it out, I'm sure if you love bugs, but you're not sure if you want it, just getting one, you're gonna be hooked. So amazing as always. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you find this review useful in helping you determine whether you want these or not. And of course, I'm sorry about the long run time. I mean, it's just a simple toy, but somehow managed to ramble on for 30 minutes. So as always, sorry about that. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, because I do try to blitz through these to try to cut on time, but I never do, so I just wasting time. Leave me a comment down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you on that. Maybe make a video to show off the differences you were asking, or I'll just type up a response. But yeah, as always, greatly appreciate you guys for watching, and hope to see you guys again on another capsule toy review. Anyways, this is Buster-kun here, off because he wants to come down.